head coach?
Yeah, it's one of the things we're doing right now with the team is not getting too high or too low at any point, but there's certainly a great deal of excitement and pride of what's going on right now. I try not to tell the team a lot of war stories from when I was a player, but 28 years ago today, my father passed away. And the next day I played at UCLA before going back to see my family, and played a good game, and we won the game. And it's always been a very, very emotional moment in my life. And at the end of the year, I think it was Jusei today said it was the most courageous performance of the year. And the only reason I say that is because what the guys did today trumps anything I did. I'm so proud of them. I mean, the adversity we have gone through, we continue to go through, the challenges we continue to live through. They're staying together. They're playing hard. They believed in it. And so many times, you know, good things happen today. So many times bad things happen today. But the amount of pride that I have in my team is off the charts. And if we would have lost that game, the amount of pride I have for that team would be equally off the charts.
All right. First question is from RJ Abadia. Go ahead, RJ.
Coach, I think you were already started on your way, but can you filter that win through the prism of the core values that you guys talk about all the time that really seem to show up today?
Can't you ask a simple question, RJ?
Never.
I didn't go to Stanford. I can't process all that. Yeah, I mean, the core values showed through. I mean, selfless. Everybody's looking for their teammates. The tough. I mean, invested, tough, and selfless. We talk about it every day, along with adversity this year, along with empathy, along with appreciation. But those core values I do hold dear to my heart, and it hurts when they're not executed, but today they were executed. And we don't have one example of those, or each one, we have many examples.
And just maybe as just one individual example, just Spencer's effort on both sides of the court, it really looked like he was not 100% out there today.
Yeah, we're banged up, as we all know, and Spencer's banged up with hip and other things. I mean, I don't even know what they were working on in timeouts. We had three guys like tackling him and trying to massage and everything else. So he's a warrior. Defensively, he's undervalued. I mean, he's so good, so good. The rest of the offense, he's going to continue to grow and develop. He's not just a three-point shooter. He's growing into just a big-time offensive player, and I think we're going to continue to see his development.
And then just the last thing, is there any clarity that you have about the missing guys at this point?
No, I don't have a timeline. Anybody? I'm obviously anxious with everybody that's out right now. We have a couple injuries on the bench today, and the guys that are out. So I don't have any timeline right now. When I have those, I'll certainly pass those along.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Next question is from Jacob Rayburn. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank
and you. Another individual I want to talk about is Lucas. He was perfect on dunks today, but obviously did a lot more than that. What can you say about his effort when he had to start?
He was great. But the thing with Lucas, he has a great attitude all the time. If he doesn't play a minute, he would have celebrated just as hard in the locker room. When we talk about this pandemic and the challenges, it hits some people harder than others. And the reality, he hadn't been home in a long time, and he is sacrificing a ton to be here. We've had some great relationships and great conversations recently, and man, what he's given to the team is special, and it's not under the high level.
And one more individual I wanted to ask about is, you're down the two guys who you probably would describe as your top 2 point guards, and O'Connell seems to play with a steadiness beyond his freshman status. Can you kind of speak about his play on both ends as well?
Yeah, really steady. He was, really an extension of me on the floor today. And, he was savvy enough and smart enough to look at me when I was yelling and screaming and jumping up and down, and led the team, organized the team, made big shots, played his tail off defensively. So it was a fantastic performance.
And my last thing, you've already discussed you know, the absence of the three guys who weren't able to play today. I just wanted to double check if Zaire and Dejan were with the team today.
They were not present in the gym.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, next question is for Michael Roberson. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, Coach, definitely had to earn your salary today. Had to devise a last-second play. And you had a scenario where Delaire split the free throws, which would have made it a three-point game. You know, you feel a little safe, but he split it, so now it's a two-point game. Then they get an and one at the other end. So what was the emotion at that moment that now you guys are down one instead of being up or down one instead of being up or it being tied possibly?
Yeah, there's emotional roller coasters, but you know, for myself and the team, we're pretty lost in the game, calling the next play, trying to focus on the next play. I mean, yeah, the wind gets out. I think I use the phrase "lose yourself in the game," and we were lost in the game. So yeah, it was a bad possession, a bad play. We didn't want like the result, but we moved on to the next run quick.
All right, next question is from Jim Seamus. Go ahead, Jim.
Coach, .08 on the clock. Do you ever allow defeat to sink in your mind in terms of being able to pull off that play? What was your emotion like during that situation?
Yeah, that was actually really easy. I knew exactly what I wanted to run. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but I knew exactly what I wanted to run. We went over that play 2 days ago. I'm not sure if I said this to you guys or the radio I just did, but the USC game, we had an impromptu practice because the game didn't happen. And one of the things we worked on were special situations. And I got mad at the guys because they were a little sloppy with a few of them. And both the inbound pass in that situation and then at point 8, both of those plays we went over, and I told the guys, you guys better know these things because I may not have a timeout. I said, I like to keep timeouts, but I may not. And so I can't necessarily draw it up. So you guys need to know these things. And they prove again, they're Stanford kids and they know it and they learn it. But in practice, I would have given them a C- of knowing everything. But today, I'll give them a passing grade of an A.
All right, we have one more question, and that's going to be from Grant Avalon. Go ahead, Grant.
Coach, so often we talk about defense in terms of, great individual players, guys who can lock down on the ball and whatever. And you were without 3 of those guys today, and yet you still largely got it done on that end. Can you talk about just the strength of the team defense and knowing positioning and all of that?
Yeah, the team defense is certainly there. But look, Spencer's an elite defender. Oscar's an elite defender. And I would say everybody else out there is getting better, gaining their positions with the potential to get even better. We were tied together with everything we were doing. We knew the game plan. We knew what they were doing generally. And, the general actions, we were trying to play them appropriately. And the guys certainly, again, I using the phrase tied together and 5 guys playing as a cohesive unit.
All right, Coach, thanks very much for your time. And then we'll have Oscar da Silva coming on in a second.
Thank you, guys.